Hello kitty, Shrunkle Spurt here, and today we're going to have a good hard squint at the JBL Tour Pro 3, the latest pair of True Wireless Earbuds to sport a funky dinky display on that case. Proper posh and all, but the JBL Tour Pro 3s will set you back 280 quids. Ruddy, ouch! That's more expensive than some of the very best and some of the most wallet-draining True Wireless Earbuds out there, the Sonys, the Technics, etc. Was all they worth it? Well, I've had these things stuffed in my ears for the past week or so, so here's my in-depth review, and for more on the latest and greatest tech, please do subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! So first of all, let's concentrate on the buds themselves, and I've got to say, just like the JBL Tour Pro 2 before them, the 2 Pro 3 do kind of look and feel a little bit cheap, especially considering they cost the best part of £300. I mean, they're quite obviously constructed from plastic with a similar finish to a lot of True Wireless earbuds that I've tested around the sort of £50 to £60 mark. You've got some shiny glossy bits here on the bud which get quite greasy and grimy when you've been handling these things for a bit. But the good news is at least they seem to be pretty rugged. I've certainly dropped them a fair few times. I'm not sure if you've got an official IP rating with the JBL Tour Pro 3s, but they are definitely splash resistant because they've been lodged in my head during rainstorms and lived to tell the tale. You do have the old auto resume and auto pause feature as well when you pluck a bud from your head and then stuff it back in that ear orifice again. So yank it out, whatever you're listening to, podcast, music, whatever, we'll just pause. Completely dead, and then when you stuff it back in there again, just give it a second or so and it will kick off again. That all works absolutely fine. You've also got touch controls, which sadly aren't quite as customizable as some rival True Wireless earbuds, but they do work all right. You will be able to check out the touch controls and slightly customize them if you download JBL's app for your smartphone. Just scroll down to the gestures section, give that a wee tap. And as you can see, you've got ambient sound control from the left bud, so a single tap will cycle through the various modes. You can also double tap to turn on talk through, or tap and hold to activate your voice assistant. On the right bud, it is media controls by default. So your play and pause, your skip a track, and your previous track. I would have liked to have customized what a double tap does, what a triple tap does. All you can actually do is change what each bud in general controls, be it the ambient sound control, the volume control, or the playback control. If you do change it to volume, then as you can see, a single tap will boost the volume, a double tap will lower the volume, and then once again, you've got assistant shenanigans. And to actually use these touch controls, well, it's just a tap of the top end of the bud, like so. You do get a bit of feedback when you do it right as well, so you know that it's working. And the JBL Tour Pro 3s also support a smart talk feature, so basically the buds can detect when you start chatting and automatically pause your music and also turn on the awareness mode so you can clearly hear what's going on around you. The idea being that if you're thrust into a sudden and unexpected conversation, you don't have to fumble around to pause your music or anything. You can just start talking and have that conversation unhindered. But while this feature works as expected, for me personally, it's an absolute nightmare because even though I work from home alone, I'm constantly just talking to myself or talking to the cats in my more desperate moments, or just generally cursing and muttering under my breath. And unfortunately, this feature picks all that up and then immediately pauses whatever I'm listening to. Now, the JBL Tour Pro 3s boast a slightly bigger display on that charging case compared with before. It's a 1.57-inch panel. Full touchscreen, as you can see there, though also occasionally the sensitivity is a wee bit, I don't know, temperamental. As you see, sometimes it can take a couple of swipes to actually unlock it. But as you can see there, you can once again customize the wallpaper. The kindly folk at JBL actually slapped this on for me, which was quite the surprise when I turned it on. And once again, this acts like a remote control for the buds, giving you full media controls. You can tweak the volume, cycle through the various ANC modes. You can play around with the equalizer as well, cycling through the various efforts there. And you can also flash up a brief snippet of any notifications that you receive on your smartphone as well. If you get an email, we're literally talking the sender and maybe a word or two from the subject line. So I've got to admit, I did quite enjoy having the JBL charging case just sat there next to my laptop while I was working. It meant I could have my phone tucked away, but I'd still know if anything urgent popped up that required my attention. The only problem being that this case is quite tall, and so it's very easy to just knock it over if you just so much as like bang the table quite hard. And plus, of course, this isn't really any different from just having a smartwatch and checking to see any notifications that pop in case they're actually worth responding to. While a smartwatch also gives you all the basic media controls for skipping tracks, pausing, changing the volume, etc. But of course you can't toggle the ANC or anything with a smartwatch. You'd have to use the touch controls for that. So yes, essentially the screen is a complete gimmick, albeit a really f***ing cool one that I can really get behind. And you've also got a small selection of bonus features chucked on here as well, including a timer, obviously change up the wallpaper quickly and easily, and you've also got a flashlight feature. Now this is such a tiny screen that admittedly it's not exactly much help if you are trying to stagger your way to the bogs in the middle of the night, and probably still end up stubbing your toe on the occasional empty whiskey bottle. And you can change the screen brightness either via the display itself or via the app as well. And when you max it out, it is reasonably bright. It's just about good enough for outdoors use, as long as, you know, you're not getting some proper glare off it. Bit of auto brightness would have been helpful, but then probably would have made this even more expensive. My only other complaint is that finding a specific widget can take an awful lot of swiping, and as we've already seen, it's not always the most responsive touchscreen. But thankfully you can alleviate the pain by going into the charging case settings inside of that app, and then if you scroll down to feature shortcuts, you can see exactly which widgets basically pop up on that display while you're swiping, and you can also reorder them. I highly recommend disabling some of these because, for instance, how often are you going to want to change between the 12 and the 24-hour clock or adjust the language, for instance? Did take a couple of goes at that for it to actually work. The case didn't update the first time, so I had to repeat it, but second time was a charm. What I also really like about the JBL Tour Pro 3's case is the fact that you can connect it to any system, like an airplane entertainment system, for instance, that accepts wired headphones via USB-C or an aux cable. Both are provided in the box. Just basically plug them into the case and then it will wirelessly beam that audio to the buds. So certainly excellent if you are going to be taking a long plane journey, but you want to keep your buds in, you don't want to use, you know, whatever crappy over-ear ones the plane provides, or, you know, might not even provide them. And you've also got a bit of Auracast support via the box as well for sharing your music or whatever else with the world. What about the audio? Well, you've got full LDAC support here, so you can stream a bit of high-res audio wirelessly via your phone, as long as your phone can support it, of course. I found the audio quality was pretty good. I didn't like it quite as much as my Technics or those Sonys, the very best True Wireless Earbuds out there. But I thought it was generally well balanced, with a bit more of a preference towards the lower end of the scale. So if you're a bass hound, then you're probably going to love the output from these things without even having to activate the dedicated bass mode. I'm pretty good with a range of music. I personally prefer more thrashy metal and hard rock type stuff, so I get more of a kick out of the Technics, which really do that sort of stuff justice. But I think most people will be very happy indeed with what they hear from these things. Oh, and you've also got full support for spatial sound as well with the JBL Tour Pro 3s, if that's the kind of thing that really bastes your beef. And of course you've got dedicated active noise cancellation here on the JBL Tour Pros 3. It's adaptive active noise cancelling, which you can switch on via that dinky display. Otherwise you can also switch to the ambient awareness mode if you actually want to hear what is going on all around you. You can play around with those settings here in the app. If you've got the foam ear tips fitted on your JBLs, which are bundled in the box, then you can actually customize the ANC to select adaptive ANC. Otherwise you can tweak it up and down. With adaptive ANC selected, then basically the buds will boost the noise cancelling when you're in quite a noisy, rowdy environment. Otherwise you can just do it manually. And I found that on that maximum noise cancelling setting, the JBL Tour Pro 3s were really good at muffling all those annoying traffic sounds, trains, planes, any kind of commuting type shenanigans. Can't quite drown out small children just yet. The first pair of True Wireless earbuds that can manage that, I will absolutely buy 1,000 pairs of. And those foam earbuds, which as I say come bundled in the box, can supposedly cancel out even more stuff to leave you in even more peace and quiet, but I couldn't personally really notice much difference with that. Probably just because the noise cancelling was so good with the silicone buds anyway. And tucked away in those settings, you'll also find the Silent Now feature. And this basically knocks off the Bluetooth but keeps the noise cancelling feature active, so you can just get a nice bit of peace if you're traveling, you just want to get some kip or something like that. You can actually set a timer delay as well, so in this case it'll turn on in 30 minutes and then last for 30 minutes. You can set an alarm to go off at the end of the Silent Now duration. If you want to actually edit the times involved, where you'll have to actually do that via the phone app, you can't do it via that dinky display for some reason. And the JBL Tour Pro 3s have a pretty good mic setup in them as well, so they are very good if you are taking a lot of calls on your smartphone. As you can hear, my voice coming through loud and clear. Of course, I am in a quiet studio right now, so let's just fix that. Right, now I'm still in my studio, but now I've got some incredibly angry traffic sounds blaring out of a speaker right by my head. It's basically just like being in Milton Keynes. Lots of horns honking, lots of extreme cursing going on, but as you can hear, my vocals still coming through nice and clear. And last up, that battery life. And just like the JBL Tour Pro 2s before them, the JBL Tour Pro 3s sport some pretty good longevity. Even with active noise cancellation switched on and a good bit of high-res audio streaming, I still found I got around 6 to 7 hours of non-stop streaming until the buds needed to be slapped back in that clever display case. That's certainly one of the better efforts from any buds that I've tested recently. It's above average and should do most people absolutely fine, unless you're on a long haul journey or you basically just leave these things stuffed into your head all day long, then no worries. The case itself will recharge these buds roughly 3 times in total before the case itself also needs recharging. Of course, that will depend on how much you use that display, because that will absolutely leach the battery every time you switch it back on. And then the case itself can be recharged either via Type-C USB, or it supports wireless charging as well. So just slap it on a wireless charging pad. Get off! Pesky bit of fluff. Just slap it on that wireless charging pad and it'll power right up as well, albeit a lot slower than if you use the cable. And there you have it, my lovelies. That in a tasty wee nutshell is the fresh new JBL Tour Pro 3 buds and their exceedingly clever, gimmicky, but also adorable case. I do quite like them, but there's no way I could justify spending almost 300 quid on these things, even if, yeah, the case is pretty f***ing cool. The sound quality is great, battery life is excellent. The touch control is quite good, although a bit more customization in that area would have been good. And the noise cancellation as well, as good as most of the other premium priced buds that I've tested. What do you guys reckon? Are you tempted by the JBL Tour Pro 3s? If you are, I hope you've been saving up your pocket money. Maybe just bung them on the list for good old Santa. He'll be squeezing his fat arse down your chimney in a couple of months if you've been a good boy or girl. In the meantime, definitely let us know what you think down in the comments below. Please do book, subscribe, and ding that notifications bell for more on the latest and greatest tech. And have yourselves a ruddy, wonderful rest of the week. Cheers, everyone. Love you.